Alright, so you guys probably don't know what exactly is going on right now and why I have all this crap in the back. Right now we're going to Lowe's. We gotta pick up some stuff. And I'm not gonna say yet because I kinda wanna get through this intro. And then I will explain to you what we are gonna do with that. I'm going to pick up Devin right now, and like I said, we are going to Lowe's. We gotta pick up some stuff because we're going to build something. Exactly what you guys are about to find out. Alright guys, so here's what we got going down. Let me move this bike out of the way. Alright, so here's what we got going right now. I'll kind of have to block the sun. So as you can see, here's the bed. I got some wood laid out right now. But what we got going on is I am going to be making a little frame for all these bikes to fit in. And they're going to be going a long ways. As you can see, here's the bed drawn out, the dimensions, and this is where the wheel wells are. Those are not the correct sizes probably. I kind of just freehand drew them. But what we are planning to do is we are planning to lay the bikes going, I don't know what even way that is, towards the back. So the handlebars on some bikes will be over here towards the tailgate. Some handlebars will be over there towards the window. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting one long all the way across the front, all the way across the back. And what that's going to do is it's just going to make sure that it anchors into here versus just being like floating around, all the bikes just falling over by themselves. So then what we're going to do after that is we are actually going to have to double stack these pieces. As you can see, we're gonna have to double stack them because if we just use one, it doesn't make enough contact with the tire to keep it up. So if we put two, it makes more contact with the tire, makes it more stable for when we're driving around doing crazy stuff. And so we are going to be using 2x4s, if you can't already tell. I have the dimensions already kind of laid out. As I said, we're going to double stack them, which makes them 3 inches tall because they're not exactly 2x4s. They're 3.5 inches by 1.5 inch wide, if you didn't know that. So we're just gonna lay them with a 2-inch offset in each one, which is basically how wide a BMX bicycle tire is. And so we're gonna lay them just for one bike. That's going to be 9 inches wide altogether. As you can see here, it's 50 inches wide from wheel well to wheel well. So that's going to be good for that, so it's not going to take up the entire spot, which ensures that we can put our bags and stuff back there if we do have that 5th person, even though it is an extended cab. And so that overall length will be 33 inches, which leaves us with 17 inches left. Anyway, so then I decided, well, I kind of want to know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to buy. And so I looked up on Lowe's and they gave me a couple different prices. I looked up 2x8s at first, and I think they were like $3 for a 10-foot or an 8-foot. But then I looked up 2x10s, which, I mean, you cut those and then you have like 4 foot extra, which is good for if we needed to make these side pieces, which we'll have to have like over 12 inches. It's going to be over 14 inches wide to go in between where those are. So that'll be good for the extra pieces. So what we're going to need is 2 62-inch pieces, which will go all the way across. The bed from the inside after the wheel well to after the wheel well. And then what we're going to do is, this says 67, and if you don't really know a lot about like not averaging numbers, but adding numbers together when you're building stuff, that is how I got 60. Because each of these 2x4s is 3.5 inches wide, you add 3.5 inches together and get 7. So 67 minus 7 is 60 inches. So you're gonna have 12 60-inch boards because we're going to double stack them, as I said. So that leaves you with 844, focus. It'll leave you with 844 inches, or roughly 70.4 or 70 feet 4 inches. And so I looked it up online to see how much the wood was gonna have to be. If this is just standard 2x10s or 2x4x10 or whatever you want to call them, it's $4.09, which for all of it comes out to about $30 with tax. And then if you want, these little lines right here mean the same, so these are 2x10s as well. And then the PT stands for pressure treated, and that's like an extra 73 cents, maybe 72 cents. So that would come out to be about $35, including probably a little bit more including tax. I kind of just rounded them up, but that is what we were planning on doing. Alright guys, so we just picked up Devin, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little video that I had. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a bike rack for the back of this truck. That could be possibly adapted to fit his truck or my truck once my dad gets back from the airport. He's still going. He's still going. He's coming back Monday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. So we're going to go to Lowe's right now, and we'll catch back up with you once we get to we'll catch back up with you once we get to Lowe's. So we're at Lowe's right now. We gotta come pick up some wood and some screws and some other stuff. Oh, they got, dang it, they don't have them fancy ones either. I guess. Or that might be for like, that's what we need, one like that. Alright, so what I didn't show you guys is, shit, what we're getting. We're getting some 2.5s right now, just some regular Phillips head. And then we're getting 3-inch hinges, possibly, and 2 locks. And now we gotta get 10 pieces of 2x4x10s. Put that on that beat. Yeah. Can you do the nails first, because I don't see how much it'll cost.
Do you want to know the subtotal?
Yeah.
$44.01. Here you go, guys.
Thanks.
Have a great night.
You too. That on that beat. Oh. Alright guys, so I am home now. The time I just checked is 7:42. Now I got all this wood. Oh, the lights just went off, wonderful. All this wood in the back of the truck. Got these 8 2x4x10s that I gotta put in the garage right now. What I'm planning on doing is I am going to slide them underneath the boat right here, because then they'll just be out of the way of everything else. Alright, so now all of that is in. I wanted to show you guys, actually, we kind of revised the original design a little bit. I kind of just wanted to share those revisions with you guys in case you're following along, in case you want to build one of these yourself. So you guys probably remember this from my original drawing. Now this is a better, a little bit more decent sketch of what is all going to go down in plan. So we actually went through and we bought the hinges and screws. Now the screws were like $8, I think, or $9 for them. And we didn't buy the hinges, as I said before. I didn't have enough money. I was kind of a little caught. But we will probably go to the hardware store that's here in town and we'll pick those up eventually. And so what I want to show you guys now is kind of the revision of what we were working on before. You saw everything we had before. We had it set up for this truck, actually not my truck. And if you saw how we were going to do it, we're going to space them. We're going to put two of these together and we're going to brace them up like that, because if you don't know, a standard 2x4 is a little bit thinner than 2 inches, like 1.5. So if you make them 3 inches, it'll hold the bike in place perfectly. And then you just got to make back supports so the whole thing itself doesn't move around the truck freely as you're driving. So what we're actually planning to do new is we're going to take this same design and then incorporate a locking system into the rack itself. Now this is the side piece that'll make it to where it doesn't hit the truck bed as we're driving, or that the bikes won't fall over themselves, the whole frame won't come apart, kind of thing. So this is my very rough sketch of what it's going to look like here in the end. These being each of the slots for the bikes where the black part is. And then these are the doubled up pieces of 2x4. Same thing with these legs. And then what we're planning to do, which is why we were buying the hinges, we're going to put a hinge on this side. If you have your wall right here, your piece right here, now this is going to be doubled up like so. What we're going to do is we're going to put a hinge right in here. I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So that is your hinge right there, and I'm going to put a little dot on here to signify that as a hinge. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to have this piece of wood, piece of 2x4 that goes all the way across, and that will open up and down like so. So it'll kind of like open up and it'll lock down on the tires themselves. That way they kind of stay in place. And it'll also act as a security device. That way if we're all in some place doing something. So what we're going to do is ignore these lines right here. It's going to go all the way across the top. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have a lock right here that is also on a hinge. So it's going to look something like that. And it'll have like that cutout in it. And then right here, which will be either on this post or this post. I haven't exactly figured out which one we want to open yet. But this will have a spot for a lock to go on it. Now it's probably just going to be like a combination lock or something. That way everybody can know the combination. Because the other part of that is I'm trying to make sure that they will fit my truck and then Devin's truck. So that's going to be the hard part about this whole thing, is I'm going to be trying to make it to fit 3 trucks. Now my truck, which is right here, my truck is about the same dimensions as the F-150, the truck that we've been driving. Only thing being different is mine is a single cab, so my bed is an 8-foot bed. But we're working around that in that these pieces right here, hold on, that this piece and this piece will go around the wheel wells in the vehicle themselves. The other thing is fitting it from my truck to Devin's truck. Is the F-150 bed and my bed are exactly the same width. They're 62 inches. Devin's, on the other hand, is these are just some estimates I came with up online because I don't exactly know the width of his bed, but it is between 45 inches and 54 inches. So I'm debating on if we should cut these down, possibly pre-drill them to where we could put another support piece, something like this that can detach from it, or even come up with a piece of metal that we could put across there and brace those in, to where then if I wasn't here, he could use it in his truck and take all them bikes down there. We will come to that decision at a later point. This is going to be probably a 2 to 3 part vlog, or a 2 to 3 part build. So that's going to be 2 to 3 videos. I'm really excited to get this done because we actually need it like this weekend. We're going up to Ramp Riders again, and I'm really excited. And I heard we might be riding street, so that'll be fun. That's my domain. I like doing that. Take a couple of videos, do some stuff. Devin is taking his camera this time, so we might be able to get some better quality images from his camera. But that is enough for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ride hard, fish hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.